What's up, beautiful people? It's Pope with Docta Trading. Just sat there trading this morning, and I just put down the brokerage account and said, this is crap. This is a crappy day of trading. And the point is, like, why do we have to do it? Why do we have to play this algorithmic game of swings all day? Because there's nothing really going on. There's not enough news to get us up over SPY 400. Doesn't seem like there's enough downside to get us below SPY 394 even. And so basically this is just Thanksgiving week. It's a slow peak week. People are thinking about doing other things, and I thought we might as well just go over what's going on around the stock market, because there's not a lot of trading to be doing right now, at least for me. I don't see this as a great opportunity to get into any type of short-term trade or anything like that. The swings right now are kind of pathetic. They're just algorithmic, level-based. There's nothing driving it. So let's go ahead and take a look at things. You know, like I said, right now, currently, the SPY is sitting at 395.66. We pulled off of our highs of the day at 396.78. So it's a 1 point on the SPY swing. This is not a lot. It's not a lot to go on there. Qs have a little bit more of a downside than the SPY. SPY being up right now, Qs actually being on the down at 280.76. Coinbase is just swinging back and forth between the levels of 41.83 up to 43, down to 41.50, up to 43. So you've got this $2 range identified with Coinbase. Now, banking sectors as a whole, right? We have FAS down here, if you can see it. Let me make sure you guys can see all that. Let me get my fat head out of the way. I love doing that. All right, just so you guys can see a little better. I like to watch FAS to just get a general idea of what's going on in the banking sector. It's an inverse ETF, so when it goes down, the banks are up. And as a whole, they are up. If you pop over to my watch list, let me make sure that watch list is up there too. You guys can see it good. Yep, you can. And we'll bring up banks over here on the side. And yeah, we've got all green except for Credit Suisse, which was green earlier. So we're gonna check on Credit Suisse right now to see if some news came in on them. Nah, they're just swinging. You can see them right there. We will double check for news. 4 hours ago, Credit Suisse lays off 1/3 of China-based investment bankers. Usually layoffs can be good for the stock price. This was 4 hours ago, though. Doesn't seem to be a huge catalyst. We do have SPY swinging back up now. We're sitting right in the middle of our range. So remember, the middle of the range. All right, well, point being is that the swings aren't really even that great on Coinbase. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that layout laid into this one. I'll figure out how to do that later. All right, let's go over the dollar right now, because this is the one having a big effect on where things are going. So the dollar is pulling back, but not that much, right? So that's where we're seeing surges in the SPY, but not that much. We want to bounce over to TLT when we're looking at these things. We also want to be reviewing old TLT to see now last we saw yields were pulling back, prices were heading up, and they are doing that fairly strongly here. Now this is good because we were heavily inverted in the 2 to 10 year treasury yields. So people were looking for a little bit of relief in the inversion. So I think we've got a little bit of that going on right now. A lot of this has to do with just it's a relaxed week. Now remember, not only are we closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, but Friday is going to be a short day. The market will close at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so make sure you're thinking about that when you're handling your options trades. And we're seeing a good spike up on SPY again right here. Going right along with that comment I was mentioning about the algorithms loving to swing trade these levels for derivative prices. This is all we're having happen here. Now, what I want to see, we're seeing a big rise up. Unless there's a big news event, we'll probably bounce off 397, or even just the 396.82 level that we have here on the chart, and then it'll pull right on back. So we see this huge surge up. This is the moment where you get really excited, like, wow, what's going on in the market? This is a great chance. If anything, it's a chance to catch this swing, which we're most likely going to see. Now, what I'll do really quickly is just review and see if any news just popped in. Anything while you guys are reviewing the charts, I'll just check the news real quick. And look at that pullback on SPY. I'm still loading the news page, but that pullback was very evident that we're in an algorithmic level cycle. Now, these are tradable at certain times, and as you learn your levels, you'll understand when the algorithms are in control, it's an opportunity to trade like an algo. You just have to know that there's enough space for you to make some profit. All right, these are short-term scalps. That's the type of way that you would trade this. If it doesn't go your way, you're out. You're out of the trade. All right, so don't use all your settled cash on one particular trade, right? This is something that if you want to scalp it, you might have to take a few shots at it with very, very low risk on the board. Meaning, if it even runs in the wrong direction, you're out of the trade. There's no any loss other than maybe the commissions it costs to get into the trade. And that's how you might play this type of action, right? But it's good that it was happening right here while we're on video so you could see, all right, there's a level, just hit it, bounced it, head off of it. What it's looking like right now, it's gonna sit here and consolidate for a little bit. If it goes to the upside, it'll bounce its head off of it again for a double top and then a pullback, or we're just gonna see a slow swing right on back down. And that would be more indicative of the behavior earlier today, as opposed to kind of the behavior we've been seeing over the past 2 weeks or so. All right, now I just want to check and probably wrap this video up really quick here. I just want to see if there's anything major going on gainers and losers that we should look at. We got Palisade Bio. It's a biotech up 122%, probably on some news of something that had to do with the FDA. Fortunately, I am not a good biotech guy. You're gonna have to get another YouTuber for the healthcare and biotech stuff. Let's see, any big names on here? Any big market caps? Abercrombie and Finch up 17%. That's significant. Jeff's brand. So there's some retail moving, and yeah, we're seeing a lot of green across the board. Is really in the heat map. You say it's looking like a very strong market right now. It's just strong, but not that much, if you know what I mean. Let's see, Cosmos, Bonzo, Electron, Foxo Technologies, Incommune International, Ampio Pharma, Jeff Brands, Burlington Stores. All of these are up over 15% at least. Biodesics, Nexalin Tech, American Eagle Outfitters, Warner Brothers Group. Seeing Disney up in there, even though they're really heavily in the news right now. EQOS, Equinix Limited, down 28%. Anything with a big cap. GDS Holdings sounds like a SPAC with a 2.2 billion market cap, down 14% today. Should have been looking for that on its run up to see what was happening with that. Agba Group, Scopus, Big Pharma. Any other big caps? Cent, which is Central Garden, CENT. EBON, which is, if I'm not mistaken, EBON is a miner, a Chinese miner for crypto, for Bitcoin. All right, so we do have some things pulling back. We do have a couple things squeezing off in biotech, but relatively speaking, there's nothing that throws off any wild signs for something that'd be a great trade. I mean, sometimes these pullbacks are tradable, but on something, but it's only got a $7 million market cap. So we're not going to talk about stuff like that on this channel, unless you guys ask about it, and we can do dives in and stuff like that. But I don't think these are great ways to make money on playing, penny stocks and stuff like that. I just think we can do better than that with active daily trading and investing. So I tend to stick away unless you guys ask me about it, and then I'll do it. All right, now it's looking like on the SPY, we did that double top, popped off the 396.82 level, hit our head on it again, and there's that double top action. Let's take a look at the candle stick pattern that we got on that. Doesn't look like it was that much of a rejective wick, right? Like what you would be looking for here, like see with this one, it's a huge gap on this wick. There's a big wick on this candle, so that means it was rejected heavily off of its level. Now, this is amazing. This hit this level, like almost right on the head, the level that we called. That's unbelievable. But the thing is that it came at it with strength. So now I do think that we're going to appear to attempt to hit it in general. This is the general trend, is that we have an upward trend, that we had a sell-off in the beginning and of the day, and now there is a general trend for the market to head to 400. But I think it's going to go really, really slowly. I don't really think there's going to be much of a play today. We might get into the 397 zone where we go 397.50 on the SPY and then threaten 398. If we do any more than that, then that means that there's going to be some sort of breakout, something that happened that kind of breaks the trend of what the day is like so far. So I'm going to get this video chopped up and out because I think we got some good analysis right there, and I think it might be helpful for any swing traders or scalpers that are out there. And it's good for me to just kind of riff and rap with y'all for a little bit. So rock on, peace. Put any questions in the comments, and then like every day I'll pop in and I'll try to answer as many of those as the questions are what really fuels me the most, because it's my favorite part, is answering the little caveats of what you guys don't know. So I think that'll be all for now. I'm gonna go work on a couple shorter videos, and then I'll be right back with you, people. Rock on, enjoy your day. Peace.
Back where I belong. I want it all.